Okay, what's up everybody? Scrub Dog Millionaire here, back with some more modern content. Today we are playing a cool one. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. We are playing Grixis Goryo's Vengeance. And as always, before we get started, hit that like icon up at the top. Like the video, subscribe to the video, comment on the video. All that really helps me out and helps me take the time to make more content like this for you guys. And let me know what you think about it in the comments. So, quick deck tech. We'll break it down here. So the main goal of this deck is to get an Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, or a Gristlebrand into the graveyard, or into play via Through the Breach, or reanimate it with the namesake card Goryo's Vengeance. Return target legendary creature card from your graveyard. It gains haste, exile at the beginning of the next end step. So, when we discard an Emrakul, its trigger will go on the stack, which will let us Goryo's Vengeance back in response. Same thing with a Gristlebrand, only Gristlebrand will stay in the graveyard. So the enablers we have for that are Lightning Axe, flexible removal spell. We have Jace's Prodigy to loot and flashback, as well as Is It Charm. We also have one Wishclaw Talisman. It's just kind of a hedge to tutor up our combo pieces if we're stuck with one half of the combo. And then the rest of our deck is basically mana acceleration. We've got Pentad Prism, Simian Spirit Guide, Merchant of the Veil is another discard outlet. And then we've also got one Pact to Negation to kind of protect our combo. 20 lands. The deck is it does a lot of damage to itself. Again, it's not here for a long time. It's here for a good time, so trying to put some Emrakuls into play. Hopefully we can queue the fatty count and get some guys in there and do some work. So how do we win the game once we put Emrakul or Gristlebrand into play? Well, the plan is to use Fury of the Horde. So 7 mana sorcery, you may exile 2 red cards from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this main phase, there's additional combat followed by an additional main phase. So with Gristlebrand, we can chain combat steps together, continually draw 7 cards, and with Emrakul, we just win the game and annihilate 12 for our opponent if we hit one of these cards. Then the sideboard, just some protection, Leylines against Jund and discard decks, Bantu's Last Reckoning. Since we're not trying to play the long game, this card can usually buy us 1 turn, that's usually enough. Another Pact to Negation to protect ourselves here. Leyline of the Void against the Oops All Spells, the discard decks, the dredge decks. Blood Moons to kind of take advantage of greedy mana bases. 1 Pyroclasm to hedge against the aggro decks. And then we have Shattering Spree as a hedge against Chalice of the Void. And of course, just other decks that lean heavily on artifacts. So, if you like this deck, let me know in the comments. We're going to play it through a league and see what happens. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in round 1. Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to round 1 with Grixis Goryo's Vengeance. We will always play first. And this hand has an Emrakul, it has a Simian Spirit Guide, it's just looking for a way to power out. It's just looking for a payoff card. We're a little stuck on 1 land, which almost makes me think I should mulligan. Let me just think about this for a minute. I can turn 1 Jace's Prodigy and start looting, but we're still a ways off, so I think I'm going to mulligan. This hand has 2 lands and a Pentad Prism, and it's 1 mana away from a Through the Breach, but our hand is kind of stuck with a lot of other bad cards in it. I think we're going to keep, and we're going to bottom a Gristlebrand. And we're going to start with a Mana Confluence here. So if we draw 1 more mana source and we don't get disrupted, we can cheat an Emrakul into play. Most likely a Gristlebrand. Our opponent is on Jeskai Wildfire, it looks like. See what we draw here. Besiege who shelters all. So that is our mana source. I don't want to expose it to a Wildfire. So I'm going to play Shizo. And we'll add a blue and a black and play Pentad Prism with 2 counters on it. Our opponent's playing Jeskai Control with the Wildfires. Check out a previous video if you'd like to see that. We did pilot it through a league not that long ago. Okay, so it looks like they don't have a Wildfire here, so I'm going to play Besiege You. We'll make him have the Wildfire. Pact and Negation would be a good draw next turn. They also play Path, so it doesn't look like it's going to be super easy here. Alright, Teferi the Fun Raveler are going to bounce our Pentad Prism. That also turns off our Goryo's Vengeance. We draw a Lightning Axe. Okay, I'm just going to play the Pentad Prism again. Shift the turn back. We'll see if our opponent has something that can stop our Through the Breach next turn. Doesn't look like they do, so I think we're going to put Emrakul into play. If we put Emrakul into play, that puts our opponent down, and this plays around Path to Exile. We will have to eventually find something to do, but it gets rid of all of their permanents in play. If we put in Gristlebrand, it's worse against Path to Exile, because we have to take a damage to get in 3 damage. We draw down to 8, but we draw 7. And then if they Path, that's bad for us. And our Goryo's Vengeance combo is kind of off. I think we'll play a little bit of the long game. And we'll put the fatty count at 1. Uncounterable Through the Breach. Put an Emrakul the Eon's Torn. Woo! Oh, opponent's got something? Can't Path Emrakul. See what you got, opponent. And we will attack at our opponent. Annihilator 6 trigger on the stack. Our opponent stacks all their permanents, which is awesome. We have to let Emrakul go. Shuffle our graveyard back in. And now we play the game onto whether or not we can draw out better than our opponent. So we draw here another Emrakul. Alright, not great, but if we get to a point where we can cast any of these guys, we'll be winning this game. Our opponent had a lot of lands. I'll give him that. Let's see. So they're going to 1 here. Alright. We hit another Lightning Axe. That can help us bin a Gristlebrand. Polluted Delta. Okay, I like that one. So we've got 1, 2, 3. This can only cast instant and sorceries. Oh, if mana was spent. Okay, so we're at 5 mana. Not enough to cast a Gristlebrand. Another land from the opponent. I think we will thin here. Our opponent's certainly drawing out of this well. Alright, we will grab a Watery Grave. Actually, I think we'll grab Steam Vents. That seems better. See what our opponent's got here. We drew a Goryo's Vengeance. So if we can get to the point where we can discard one of our guys here, we can do an uncounterable Goryo's Vengeance to put Emrakul into play. They're going to cycle a Shark Typhoon. Well, that gives us a target for our Lightning Axe, which is cool. We can do it in the end step as well, so we can get Emrakul back in our opponent's end step to attack for lethal on our turn. That does get blown out by Cryptic Command. See if our opponent wants to attack for 1 here. Looks like they do. I guess there's no reason to pull the trigger on this now. We can do it on our main phase. See what we draw for turn. Merchant of the Veil. Okay. So I think what we do here is cast Lightning Axe, discard Is it just better to play Gristlebrand here and draw 7? They need Cryptic Command in order to stop us here. But we know they have a path in hand. And we're going to take 3 or 2 from our Besiege. I think we're going to bin the Gristlebrand. Is our opponent going to tap down? This seems great for us. If our opponent taps down, pass their own shark. So we Lightning Axe again. And this time we discard Emrakul. And then in response to the Emrakul trigger, we Goryo's Vengeance, targeting Emrakul. Do they have something to counter this here? Let's see what our opponent has. Remand. And our opponent concedes because they can't counter the Goryo's Vengeance. All right, nice. Well, that would have been 2 Emrakuls into play. I don't think we can give ourselves the fatty count 2, though. But we'll go to boarding. Okay, against Jeskai Control. Let's see. What do we like against Jeskai Control? These Blood Moons might be fine. I don't expect our opponent to have much in the realm of Graveyard Hate. We can cut 1 Lightning Axe. Gristlebrand is a little bad against Path to Exile. So play like something like this. I think I like this. The Wishclaw Talisman is going to be a nice touch, I think, in this matchup. It's possible that we want this Pact Negation just as one more way to help go off on the turn that we need to go off. Maybe that's good. Maybe I'll cut another Fury of the Horde. I don't think we need the extra combat steps. I think we can win just in a normal grindy fashion. They are a Path deck, so Fury of the Horde is just a little suspect. I assume that they're going to cut their bolts, so this Jace is going to look good and they didn't see it. We don't have anything really for Teferi either. We'll play the 1 Pact Negation, I think. I think that'll be enough. And we'll run it back like this. All right, round 2 with Grixis Goryo's Vengeance, or match 2. Game 2? I don't know anymore. Let's see, what does this hand do? Nothing. So we're going to ship this one. Another 1-lander. It does have half of our combo in it. I'm going to mulligan again, though. Need a hand with more than one land in it. This hand has more than one land in it, so we'll throw back a Fury and a Simian Spirit Guide. We're not going to be going that fast, I don't think. Besiju was really an MVP in that last game, for sure. Flagstones, okay. We drew Shizo. All right, we're going to play the Shizo. And we'll play the Pented Prism on the second turn. Let's see here what we draw. Emrakul. So next turn we can go for the Emrakul. We would need 3 mana. Is that good enough? Because we can play Besiju here, tapped, untap, discard with Merchant, Goryo's Vengeance back, Emrakul. I think I like Besiju here. We'll play this game a little bit slower. Obviously, we don't have the acceleration that we need. Maybe we'll draw Pact of Negation. I assume we're getting Cleansing Wildfire here. Because I don't think our opponent can beat the Besiju. Oh, Teferi the Fun Raveler. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did the first game. Unless they want to force our Haggle. I think we're pretty okay with that. And there's a Through the Breach. So we got to get Blood Crypt here. And then we Haggle. Emrakul. And we black, pay 2 life. Goryo's Vengeance. Oh, I can't Goryo's Vengeance because of Teferi. That was bad, and we can't undo that now. That was rough. That was rough. I definitely forgot about that. We definitely discarded the wrong card. That was bad. That was a real punt. Man, Cleansing Wildfire's Besiju. Suppose we get an island. Punt count 1. This might just be a cast Merchant of the Veil turn to try to pressure Teferi. See our opponent's going for here. They got another Cleansing Wildfire? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get a Swamp. I just have to assume that they have Force Negation in their hand. Oh, Teferi, you're such an unfun card. Gemstone Cavern. Wish we had a way to discard a card here. Let's do Pented Prism. Then let's play Gemstone Cavern and cast Merchant of the Veil. Okay, so we've got our Merchant in play. He's going to go the distance for us here. It is going to pressure this Teferi, which is good. We'll see if we can recover from our punt. I'm sure they still have Path in their deck. We did show him Gristlebrand. Ashiok. Okay. Hits an Emrakul, so they don't get to exile our graveyard. Oh, they do get to exile still. Even with the Emrakul trigger? Interesting. Okay. They hit through the breach. They hit our Jace, which is not my favorite. Alright, we're going to draw Mountain. What do we do here? I think we'll go for an end step through the breach on their turn. We'll attack the Fun Raveler. Snapcaster, okay. Just for a chump. So is their last card Force Negation? So let's go to my end step. Can't even do that. Can't even do that. Ah, Teferi is so good. Chumped with the Snapcaster even. Okay, mill some more cards. Cleansing Wildfires again. Get another swamp. Let's attack Teferi again. See if they've got another Snapcaster. Can't search my library. Oh my gosh, the Fun Police is out to get us today. We're just punting the game away. We're just punting the game away. Our opponent hasn't shown us a way to win yet, though. So we'll play until then. Teferi is very good against us. Legends their own flagstones. Okay. We draw Pentad Prism. They have a lot of mana up. I think we will cast this Pentad Prism though and see what happens here. Sure. Put it back on the stack here. Opponent's gonna snap Remand. Okay. Attack the Fun Raveler. Alright, another chump. I'm just going to burn the counter. Oh, we don't want to do it like that, though. Can't actually do that. Okay. Getting seriously tempoed out by Teferi here. Dream Render. Nothing too crazy. Hit our Pact Negation, though. Teferi's effects have entered the zone. Let's see what we draw. Lightning Axe. So Lightning Axe can bin the Gristlebrand. if we get stuck with it in our hand. All right, we're gonna go Pentad Prism. All right, we'll attack Teferi. We're just going to try to build up for a big turn where we can put multiple guys into turn, or attempt multiple Gristlebrands. We do have a lot of bad draws, however. Okay, they hit a Gristlebrand that time. Draw Simian's Spirit Guide. Opponent's going to fetch at the beginning of combat. I assume Mystic Sanctuary. Nope, just fetching out islands here. All right, we'll attack Teferi. Do I want to cast the Spirit Guide? I don't think I do. Wonder if my opponent still got Path to Exile in their deck. Is it Jace? Okay. Sure. Okay, Jace is going to start drawing my opponent's cards. So 7 mana, we need 8 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 mana exactly. If we can get this Teferi off the table. Another Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, let's see about attacking this Teferi off the table here. Flashes into Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Blocks for Teferi. Okay. Cast a Simian Spirit Guide. Not usually where you want to be. See what our opponent can do here. We haven't lost this game, or I would definitely concede for the sake of time, but our opponent hasn't presented a way to kill us yet. Okay. Teferi's abilities enter the effects area. Alright, we'll go to our turn here. We'll see if they've got cryptic commands to start tapping us down. Presumably they do. Cryptic command, tap the team, draw a card. Sounds good. So they definitely have another cryptic command, and we only have one effect here that really helps us. How many Through the Breaches do we have left in our deck? 1, 2. Okay. We'll see what our opponent's got to do here. Mystic Sanctuary gets back Cryptic Command. Puts the Cryptic Command in their hand. So they've got the Sanctuary Loop. Fury of the Horde. Alright, we're going to go to combat. Creatures actually have to attack in order to do the thing here. So they drew a card. So let's cast Through the Breach. Let this get countered. Yep, okay, we knew that was coming. That's 2 Cryptic Commands. Okay, another Cryptic Command coming back. Teferi, okay. I don't think we can beat a Teferi here. We know they have a Cryptic Command in their hand. So maybe if we can find a way to double fire off. Bounce the Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. Lightning Bolts. The Merchant of the Veil. Okay. This game's gone on for a long time. Emrakul. We can't Goryo's Vengeance. That backer would be very good. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I can cast Crystal Brand. It does get Cryptic Commanded, though. Just cast Simian Spirit Guide. Remand. Okay. And then let's exile Simian Spirit Guide and cast Simian Spirit Guide. Another remand? Okay. Our opponent has clearly got us here. We're not really getting there. Somehow we still have less cards in our deck after all the milling from the Ashiok. If our opponent has a Shark Typhoon here, I will concede. Yeah, alright, we'll concede the Shark Typhoon. Alright. The last game here, let's bring in the Pact of Negation. We don't have much else that really helps us too much here. I don't really like Leyline against this deck. I don't think it's something that we need to do. And they did show us Bolt. They did show us Bolt. I don't know if Wishclaw Talisman is going to be the card that we want to give our opponent. So we'll side it out in this game. And we will play on the play for the last game here. 2 Lightning Axes, a payoff, but no action. So we'll mulligan. This hand's a little bit better. I think we'll keep this one. Put back this Fury of the Horde. Opponent's going to see what they want to do here. We'll keep this one. Throw back Fury of the Horde. We'll keep Emrakul. See what we can do here in the final game. Alright, tapped Hallowed Fountain. So that's good for us. Another Emrakul. Not ideal. Okay. So we'll probably try to fire off an Is It Charm at the end of their turn. Just because I do think that we have to try to turn through our deck as much as we can here. Let's see. Draw 2, discard 2. Let's discard an Emrakul and Gemstone Caverns. We'll keep the Merchant. in case we hit a Goryo's. Alright, so I like that. We'll play JVP and Shizo. We'll go to the next step. Our opponent did show us Bolt last game. See if they've got a Teferi 3 games in a row. Nope, just a Lightning Bolt. Alright. Another Emrakul. Okay. Drawing a little rough. See what our opponent's got here. Alright. Legends their own flagstones. Now, do we Merchant of the Veil? Don't think we do. I think we just keep fighting for... There's a Blood Moon. We're going to cast it, see if it hits. I expect it to get countered. Forgot we had Blood Moon in our deck, actually. Force a negation. Pitching Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, opponent didn't want to just... Okay, alright. We'll see what happens here. They have another Jace. Teferi. Okay, well. We fought through this a bunch of times. Do they have a Cleansing Wildfire too? That'd be pretty good for them. Nope, just gonna fetch now. Ooh, we draw a third Emrakul. Don't know if third Emrakul is gonna get us there. This is what happens though. This is what you sign up for when you play this deck for sure. Yep, we'll get a swamp. Don't need island anymore. See what our opponent's got here. Another Ashiok, okay. This is flashbacks to the last game that we played. Through the Breach. Okay. I think we're going to try to hit some mana sources here. Discard one of these Emrakuls. Okay, we did hit a mana source, but we can't shuffle our library. So we will play it though. See what our opponent's got for us here. Okay. I wonder if this should be an Ouroborg instead of a Shizo. Opponent's got Cryptic. Cycles a Shark Typhoon. Okay. Well, that'll definitely speed up the clock here. Mystic Sanctuary's back. Some cards here. Force a negation, okay. Watery Grave, so this is a good card for us here. We do have 2 Through the Breaches and 2 Emrakuls in hand. And we have a Pact of Negation. Helixes us to the Dome. Okay, opponent's going on the bird plan to finish this up. If we draw a mana source, I will definitely Through the Breach Emrakul here. So we've lost quite a bit already. Oof, okay. Merchant of the Veil, get there. Path, okay. Well, I don't know if our opponent wanted to do that and give us actual cards here. We do need another island to be able to pact, though, and not die. Not great. Opponent also has 1 million cards in hand. Big Teferi, the hero of Dominaria. So that's going to let them untap lands to play Force and Negation. Simian Spirit Guide. Let's see. So let's cast Through the Breach. Alright, let's cast... We can't cast Pact of Negation because of Teferi. Okay. Teferi just ruining everything that we're trying to do here. Now they can get back their Force of Negation. They didn't go for it. Okay. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. Think we're going to be losing this one. Okay, we take our damage. Is it Charm? So we go for one more Through the Breach here. I have to assume our opponent's got Cryptic in their hand or Remand or something. Alright, and we will scoop it up. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 2. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to round 2 with Grixis Goryo's Vengeance. We are on the draw here, it looks like. And this hand is missing the payoff, but we do have a Wishclaw Talisman. This hand is a lot of mana, but none of the gas spells, so I think we're going to mulligan. And this hand is a lot better, and we're going to put one of these Gristlebrands back. And we're going to go for turn 3 Goryo's Vengeance, it looks like. Playing against Burn. Okay. Trigger this Goblin Guide. Gives us a swamp, so that's excellent. So I think... Oh, that's even better. So I think I'm just going to go for the Lightning Axe now, discarding the Gristlebrand. Cast, discard a card. Target, discard Gristlebeezy. And now we get to turn 2 put a Gristlebrand into play and attack with it. See what our opponent's got here. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Okay. We hit a Fury of the Horde, so let's go Swamp, Goryo's Vengeance, Gristlebrand. Take 2 from Eidolon. Let's go to combat and attack with Gristlebeezy. Okay, so we deal our damage with Gristlebrand. Then let's draw 7. Didn't hit another red card. We need 2 red cards for Fury of the Horde here, so we'll draw 7. There's another Fury of the Horde and a Merchant of the Veil. So let's cast by exiling 2 red cards. We'll exile these 2 here. Attack with Gristlebrand. Draw 7. We have another Fury of the Horde in hand, right? Fury of the Horde, exile 2 red cards from my hand. And then we'll get in with the Gristlefather one last time. And that is GG, Fatty Count 3. We'll see you in the second game. Boarding against Burn. We have these 4 Ley Lines of Sanctity here. What else do we have that I don't like Pact, so that card's definitely coming out. I don't hate Pyroclasm. There's also Pyroclasm and Bantu's Last Reckoning are the other cards that I'm potentially looking at here. So what are we going to cut for the combo here? Gristlebrand is just unbelievably good in this matchup. We'll cut out the Wishclaw Talisman. That's a little ambitious. Cut out the Jace Vryn's Prodigy. It dies to everything. And let's see. Maybe cut 1 Fury of the Horde. And then do we want this Pyroclasm and this Bantu's Last Reckoning? I think I'm more into the Pyroclasm. And I think I'll just get rid of a Merchant of the Veil. Merchant of the Veil does block, though. Maybe Pyroclasm was a little slow on the draw. We'll run it like that. All right, we are on the draw for game number dos. This hand does not have a ley line, does not have a big boom in it. So I think we're going to ship it. I think that hand's just too slow. We'll just mulligan. We'll mulligan until we hit a ley line here, I think. So we'll keep. We have to put back 2 cards. So we'll put back a Gemstone Mine and... do we just put back an Emrakul? I feel like we want to try to get there to this Emrakul. I'm going to put back Bloodstained Mire, or we'll put back Basic Mountain, because if we draw a second land, we'll be able to Pented Prism, and that'll put us 1 land mana off. We'll start with Leyline in play. See what our opponent's got for us here. Goblin Guide. Going to rumble in for 2. Reveals Lightning Axe. So there's the Lightning Axe for the Goblin Guide. See what our opponent's got going on here. Another land. Another Goblin Guide. Fetches. Okay. Another Goblin Guide. Well, this is how you lose to Burn. Alright, first Goblin Guide trigger reveals land. Second Goblin Guide trigger reveals land. Third Goblin Guide trigger reveals Fury of the Horde, and I don't really want to draw that. So I'm just going to fetch out Basic Mountain and Lightning Axe. Cast with discard on a Goblin Guide, and we'll send... I think we just want to send Blood Crypt away. Draw Merchant of the Veil. Okay, well, I'm going to fetch out a Swamp here. I believe we still have a Swamp in our deck, right? Swamp and play Pentad Prism. And we'll see if we can get another fatty into play this turn. Fiery Islet for our opponent. Goblin Guide Tron. Alright, one of you guys hit me a land. Nope, Fury the Horde, Fury the Horde. Didn't we shuffle? Alright. So we know we're not drawing a land. Boros Charm to give double strike. So if we haggle, we draw Fury of the Horde and discard Fury of the Horde. But that makes it so we can't So we have to draw Fury of the Horde. Let's cast Haggle. Yes. Discard Fury of the Horde. Simeon's Spirit Guide. Okay, so this gives us Emrakul next turn, but we have to live. And we need our opponent not to put 2 permanents into play. Goblin Guide gives us Besiege You and Penthead Prism. Okay, so it looks like we're living through this turn. Eidolon. We don't care about Eidolon. So we go red, red, 1, 2, exile through the breach. Emrakul. Attack, Annihilator trigger. That's the 4th Fatty Boom Boom we put into play. Okay, opponent goes to no permanents in play, 2 cards in hand, and at 1 life. We'll play Besiege You. We'll shuffle back in. And we're going to try to get there with Merchant of the Veil. Alright, we draw Bloodstained Mire. Is there a difference between 2 and 1? Is the real question here. I don't think there is, but do I have a basic left in my deck? This is kind of rough if I don't. We have a basic swamp left, so that's great. And we cast Merchant of the Veil. See if our opponent draws a land. And we win the match. All right, awesome. We'll see you guys for round 3. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to round 3. We are on the play with Goryo's Vengeance. And we will absolutely play first. This hand, we need both halves of the combo, but we do have Wishclaw Talisman. This hand's a little rough, but I think it's okay to keep. I think we're going to keep. And we're going to lead on Mountain. We do have the Wishclaw Talisman, so we only need to get 1 half of our combo into play. We got a 3-mana Demonic Tutor. Trying to put some Mom's Spaghetti into play. All right, let's see what our opponent started here. Opponent began with 7 cards in hand, so that's great. Oh, we should have played it on Mountain and faked like we were Brown. Oh well. See what our opponent's on here. Urzatron. Our opponent's got 7 land natural Tron. Alright, so if we use this Wishclaw Talisman, it has to be for a W. So we can play Wishclaw Talisman, use it to search. Eldrazi Tron, okay. That's a better matchup for us. So there's a Mattery Shaper. Alright. That I think we can beat. But again, we can't use this Wishclaw Talisman until we have something to do with it. I think we're just going to play Bloodstained Mire here. So, if we play Wishclaw Talisman, and so we play Wishclaw Talisman, the end of their turn, we can wish for half the combo. We have plenty of mana, so let's play Wishclaw Talisman. See here. This is also insulates this against Thought-Knot Seer. See what our opponent can do here. Another Eldrazi Temple. We're going to get our reality smashed. Thought Not Seer. I think we just let this go. They're probably going to take Izzet Charm. Opponent's trying to figure out what deck we're on for sure. Alright, they took Merchant of the Veil. Okay. We're going to take 3. Alright, we're going to try to hit the Gristlebrand here. We're going to try to hit half the combo off. Izzet Charm? So let's get a Steam Vents here. Watergrave, Steam Vents. Watergrave, Steam Vents. We'll get Steam Vents. And we'll blue, red, Izzet Charm, draw 2, discard 2. I don't think we need this Besiege You in this matchup, so that's an easy discard. Lightning Axe, Merchant of the Veil. So we'll get rid of Besiege You and Merchant. Let's untap Simian Spirit Guide. So we're still missing a fatty. But we can Lightning Axe the Thought Not Seer. I think I like doing that now. We'll draw a card off Thought Knot. Scalding Tarn. Okay. So what can we get here? Haven't hit either half of our combo, which is a little rough. Blast Zone. Okay. Got another Thought Knot Seer? 6 mana. Uh-oh. Is this Endbringer? Oh, Mimic. Do you have a Reality Smasher? Okay. Okay, so our opponent's just putting a lot of things into play. Okay, we take some damage. Another land. Do we have another turn? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do have another turn. Alright, so we have to live through this next turn here. Otherwise, we can tutor for Lightning Axe. Let's think about this. So we can tutor for a Lightning Axe and Lightning Axe, but I don't think that's a winning line either. I think we need to tutor for something that does something. Endbringer. So now that's 13. So I guess we can only activate during our turn. Alright, so that's a GG. Alright. That was a little rough. I like how I can tap mana even after I lost the match. Bring in these Blood Moons. Take out a Fury of the Horde. Take out a Jace. Take out the Wishclaw Talisman. And is there anything else that we want in this matchup? Bantu's Last Reckoning is not the worst. Just to buy us a turn. Might bring in Bantus and cut this Pact Negation, since that we probably don't need that at all. And we'll run it back like that. All right, we'll be on the play. This is a turn 2 Blood Moon. I think that'll be enough, hopefully. Fortunately, we're on the play, so we don't get this Gemstone Cavern. It'd be much nicer if we did. All right, we'll play Blood Crypt tapped. I think we will go for, if they don't have a turn 1 expedition map, I think we just go for, okay, they don't, so we're definitely going for the Blood Moon. I think we're just going to get Watery Grave here. Cast this. I definitely should have tutored out a basic. I don't know what I was thinking. That was really bad. That was really bad. We'll see if we can get 15 mana sources into play to cast Emrakul. I don't know what I was thinking with this Blood Moon play. Real punt. Punt count, at least 3. 4 maybe? 5? Me and opponent just playing ping pong. We draw through the breach. We're like 1 through the breach away from doing some good stuff though. They get the first play. I'll draw Team Mimic. Okay. Well, we can kill the Mimic. Discard one of these Emrakuls if we have to. I don't think I'm worried about it right now, though. More lands for the opponent. Merchant. I think I will just Merchant. I'm going to pitch one of these Emrakuls. Drew the Goryo's Vengeance. Jeez. Okay. Very punished right there for not getting the swamp. Very punished for the swamp play. Probably going to cost us this game. See if our opponent's got something good here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Good draw, opponent. Now they can get a waste and they can start playing. Which is not great for us. So there's just a Matter Shaper. Okay, Matter Shaper is fine. Really, really punished there for not getting a swamp. Opponent sends. Suppose we'll just block. We don't really want to mess with the Matter Shaper too much. Okay. Oh, we should turn off auto yields in case they have a Thought-Knot Seer. They have an Endbringer. Reality Smasher. Okay. We're going to take a wallop here. I don't think there's much we can do about it. Another Emrakul. Alright. Man, we could have had the GG if we would have fetched a basic swamp. Punish for our punt. They have a Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, Thought-Knot Seer. We're gonna cast, I suppose, and we'll just blast this Thought-Knot Seer out of reality here. We'll draw a card. Another Goryos. Oh, so punished for not getting this swamp. So now they take our Lightning Axe. Yeah, we played this one a little poorly. A little poorly. Alright, we take 8 again. And that's GG. Yeah, alright. Alright. We'll see you guys for round 4. Alright, welcome to round 4, playing Grixis Goryo's Vengeance. We are on the play. What does this hand do? Nothing. Mulligan. Oof. Mulligan. Suppose we keep this one. We gotta put back 2 cards, so we put back the Simian Spirit Guide and the Gemstone Caverns. Rough mulligan to 5, so if we hit a fatty, if we can fatty boom boom real quick, we should be okay, but we'll see what happens. Jund. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sure. Alrighty. Let's see what happens. We gotta get Thoughtseize out of this game. I'm ready. My body is willing. Alright. Yep. Tap land for the opponent. We're just gonna keep this merchant in hand. I think we're past the point of no return on this one. We'll see if they've got a Liliana. Tarmogoyf. Alright, there's an Emrakul. Alright, so we're a Goryo's Vengeance away. And our opponent's going to put themselves at 15 for this, ever so graciously. We've got the combo in hand. Oh, we're playing against the Rock. There's Liliana, which is not great. Each player discards a card. I think we keep the Emrakul. Take a blast from the Tarmogoyf. Through the breach one time. We did it! Woo! Fetty Boom Booms! Alright, Mom Spaghetti wins game 1. Alright, against the Rock, I suppose we bring in the Blood Moons. I assume that they're going to set out some amount of their removal here, because their removal's not great. I'll take out a Simian Spirit Guide and a Fury of the Horde. Wish we had something in the sideboard that maybe drew a few cards. Maybe we bring in the Leylines in this matchup. That's probably actually right. So we'll take out a Fury of the Horde, a Wishclaw Talisman. Don't want to give them more answers, right? Lightning Axe is pretty good against Tarmogoyf. Maybe I just go down... something like that. It could be wrong. It could definitely be wrong. This hand almost gets there in a lot of ways. I think I'm going to keep it. Alright, this turn we'll fetch out Basic Mountain. Or another Basic Swamp, excuse me. So we'll have Swamp Swamp. See if our opponent's got a Tarmogoyf. Dark Confidant. Very nice. Very nice, Dark Confidant. Drew the basic island, so that's cool. Blood Moon. Alright, so we're doing our best here. Force of Vigor. Well, that's a real bummer. Okay, okay, okay. So they attack, then they Force of Vigor me? On our turn? See what we draw here. Merchant of the Veil. So I assume this is an end step. Guess I should have got Basic Mountain. End step Force of Vigor. Hitting Leyline and Blood Moon. Yep. Tarmogoyf, okay. Inquisition, yep. You can have our Merchant of the Veil here. You have a Thoughtseize to go with it. Treetop Village. Opponent's definitely putting on the pressure. 5/6 Tarmogoyf, okay. We're doing the classic Fatty Boom Boom hand. Verdant Catacombs. So what can we do to win here? And a Scavenging Ooze. And another Tarmogoyf. We'll take our draw step. Probably concede. Bloodstained Mire doesn't do it, and we will scoop it up. Alright, so they brought in Force of Vigor. Do we really have anything that really helps us in this matchup, though? I think our configuration is fine. I'm going to run it back. All right, game number 3. This hand has 2 ley lines in it, but no action, and I think we need some action. So I'm going to mulligan. This hand is not better. We're going to mulligan. I guess this hand is better. This hand at least is only a payoff away from being decent. Might have been able to keep the first one, but I assume that they're going to side out some of their discard spells against us. Especially since they saw Leyline. We'll cast Jace. See what happens here. See what our opponent's got for removal in their deck yet. Dark Confidant. Collective Brutality. Jeez. Brutal. Okay. Well, we need a lot to win this game, but we'll see what we can do. Liliana of the Veil. That certainly doesn't help us much. Lightning Axe, okay. Well, can't do much with that. Each player discards a card. We'll discard the Lightning Axe. Opponent discards Thoughtseize. Vraska, Golgari Queen, kills our Pentad Prism. Ooh, looks like we're losing this one. Tarmogoyf, very big. Much wow. Yep, we can't beat the active Liliana, and we will scoop it up. I will see you guys in the final round. All right, welcome to the 5th and final round with Goryo's Vengeance. We are on the play. It's a lot of land, so I think we're going to ship that one back. And this one is closer. I think we can keep this one. We're only missing a payoff. We have a discard spell. So we're missing... We have a discard spell and a reanimation spell. So we just need to find something big to put into play. I think we can keep this one then. I'll put back Fury of the Horde. Play the Scalding Tarn here and we'll yield until end of turn. See what our opponent's up to today. Steam Vents. Okay. Steam Vents tapped. Okay, we'll grab... See, what colors do we need here? We need a blue and a red. So I guess we get a Steam Vents. But we can't cast this Is It Charm. I think we still grab Steam Vents here. I think that's fine. Bloodstained Mire. Great draw. It is possible that I'm supposed to play Besiege You here, in case we draw something good. Opponent's got to stop on our draw step. I'm going to play Besiege You. We don't have anything really to do with our mana. We're not committed to anything yet. I think we're going to run that like that. Is that the best use of our mana? No, but until we have a little more about what our opponent's doing here, I don't want to run anything into Force of Negation if we can avoid it. Sprite Dragon. It's prowess. Okay. Fury of the Horde. Yeah, we're just gonna... Do we just deal 2 damage to the Sprite Dragon? I don't hate that. I think we can go the slow setup and just red, blue, deal 2 damage to target creature. So they'll need like a mutagenic growth or something. Force of Negation. Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine, right? So we need to find some action next turn. Island, not quite. Opponent fetches, very cool. Triome, Jeskai Prowess, huh? Okay, Snapcaster Mage just for the aggro plan. Okay. Let's see if our opponent can 13 us here. Another Goryos. So we're going to have 1 draw step to draw something good here. If our opponent's hand's full of bolts, we're probably just dead. Four color, huh? Interesting. Simian Spirit Guide. We need to hit a lot of cards here, so I guess we just cast the Spirit Guide to try to stay alive. This gives us 1 more turn. And Mana Leak will do it. All right. Sideboarding against the Prowess stack. Pyroclasm, Bantus. Take out a Fury of the Horde and a Fury of the Horde. And a Jace. What else don't we like? I don't want Wishclaw Talisman in this matchup. Their mana base was real aggressive, so we're going to bring in the Moons. Maybe cut a Simian Spirit Guide and an Emrakul. I don't think we want more than one Pact of Negation. Maybe we won't play the Pyroclasm. It doesn't actually seem that good. It seems like they get out of range pretty quick. And we'll play. This hand just needs a fatty. This hand is a pretty quick Pentad Prism. This is a borderline keep, I think. I think I'm going to mulligan it, though. This hand is worse by a pretty large margin. So we're going to ship it back again. Tin Fins. We're going to mulligan again. Take her to 5. Looks like we should have kept that first hand, huh? Let's see here. Doop, doop, doop. I have to use a mana from my Gemstone Caverns to pump into this Pentad Prism too. Oof. They're actual Delver? Actual factual Delver secrets? Actual factual Delver secrets? See if this Delver flips. No Delver flip. Okay. We get to play Magic. Sort of. In only a way that we can. I mean, we've got to draw something. One can only hope. Let's see what our opponent's got end of turn here. Brazen Borrower, our Pentad Prism. Okay. See if this flips now. Still no flip. So we're going to try to get our Pentad Prism down again. Ghost Quarter. Okay. We draw Blood Moon. See if Blood Moon resolves. They can Ghost Quarter themselves, I guess, but... Remand, okay. I mean, I think they would have remanded anything there anyway. I think we're going to lose this game. Does the Delver flip? Does the Delver flip? Still no. Okay, unlucky. Opponent casts another Delver Secrets. Okay. Triome for our opponent. Take 1. Lightning Axe. I think I'm just going to go for the Blood Moon again. See what our opponent decides to do here. Force a negation now. Good lord, okay. Okay. See if these Delvers flip. No Delver flip, okay. Steam Vents for our opponent. Untapped. Three mana Ashiok. Okay, well, our opponents are always bringing in Ashioks against us. Didn't hit an Emrakul. Hit a Goryo's. Hit it through the breach. Well, we have 2 breaches in hand, so we'll take 2. Another land. Not good. Do the Delver's flip. Finally, the Delver's flip. And they flipped with a Braid. Okay. See what our opponent's got going on here. Opponent is in the tank. Ghost Quarters, my Blood Crypt. I will add a red. Yes, I would like to use Ghost Quarters ability. We will get a red. And we will Lightning Axe, discarding Pentad Prism at one of the Delvers. Heroic Intervention? What are we losing to? Okay, sure. Okay. Alright. Alright, opponent. Okay, so we've got to draw an Emrakul right here. Didn't hit one. Oh! Cast. Oh, we only get one shot at this, though. Through the breach. Emrakul? Attack you for lethal? Fatty Boom Booms? Fatty count. Okay. All right. And that is how you steal one with Emrakul, the Eon's Torn. Okay, so they're Delvers, so we're definitely bringing in Pyroclasm. And what don't we want? Man, I feel like we were so close to doing like so many good things. What don't we want? What don't we want? What don't we want? Okay, we'll run it like this. I think the opponent would be upset if they knew that they literally milled us into our Emrakul. How do we feel about this hand? It's got a Blood Moon. It needs a payoff. We know our opponent has a Braid and Brazen Borrower, though, so Pentad Prism is a little risky. We'll mulligan. This hand is definitely worse. Definitely worse. But I think we're going to keep it. I don't think I want to go to 5. I think we'll try to hit some lands. Maybe I should have put back the Blood Moon. Opponent has a Delver. See what our opponent's got for us here. And they got Basic Island. Okay. Playing around that Blood Moon here. I guess we get Steam Vents. This lets us Is It Charm if we need to. Let's go for the Is It Charm. See if our opponent counters. Looks like they're going to take the bait on that. Off basic forest too. Oh goodness. Okay. Opponent goes ahead and does not flip the Delver again. Alright. They attack in for 1. And then let's see what they do here. Ashiok, okay. Played against a lot of Ashioks today. Hit 2 of our breaches. That's not great for us. We drew a tap land or a search land. I think we're gonna lose this game, folks. Delver flips. Okay, we still have some Through the Breaches left in our deck, but we can't search our library. Shizo. And our opponent has 4 basic lands in their deck along with all those duels. Opponent's deck is interesting. I don't know how we are supposed to win this one. Guess we have a few more draw steps to see what we can do. That sounds about right. See what the opponent's got. Bantu's Last Reckoning, which we can't cast. See what our opponent's got on the end step here. Let's just Brazen Borrower. This is going to put us to 2. All right. We'll take 1 draw step here. I don't know what we can draw, but nope, and that is GG. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching again. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz, and we will see you next time.